Welcome back to the Digital Weather Center. Meteorologist David Nazario with you. The reason I do the brief introduction today is we're going against the grain, a big change of pace. So, a lot of you who've been following me for the last year now, since starting at News 6, clearly know I dabble in all things meteorology, especially the tropics. We're going to go in the opposite direction today and talk fall, falling into fitness, as a matter of fact. Spend 30 seconds during my time in active duty Air Force while serving as a weather forecaster. I also dabbled in the fitness realm, got a few certifications, became a physical training leader, which is the military equivalent to a personal trainer you'd find in some of your commercial gyms around town. Needless to say, following my separation from active duty and starting as a reservist, I continued to certify in different niches of the fitness realm. And I thought today I'd provide you with a little bit of a nudge to get you started on a bit of an early stretch into your fitness goals, or perhaps expedite the process if you've already taken the plunge and begun. Because believe it or not, as we all know, New Year's, the resolutioners, that's usually the day one for a lot of us out there when it comes to either setting foot in the gym, purchasing your first gym membership, or even just getting outside for some nice walking, light jogging, or maybe taking your favorite exercise class at Lakefront Park, for example, or out here at Lake Eola that you've been thinking about, just hadn't quite signed up to do so just yet. Well, believe it or not, research shows that October is probably the prime time of the entire year to really get started with your fitness journey. And this is part of the reason why Mother Nature fully agrees. You tend to see more consistent weather most of the time. More consistent and stable weather patterns across the United States and even down here in Central Florida. And if you look at what Climate Prediction Center is showing us here, between October 31st, Halloween, out to the beginning of November, we're actually going to be well below average in terms of our temperatures. From a physiological standpoint, our bodies tend to perform a lot better in temperatures between 50, 60, maybe up there into the 70-degree threshold, especially once you bring down that traditional summertime humidity we have here in Central Florida. And I've got some good news down the pike as well. If you take a look at our chilly temperatures, now this isn't at the surface, this is actually about 5,000 feet up. You see those shades of blue that come racing across the Appalachians, portions of the lower Midwest, the Appalachian states, the Mid-Atlantic. They don't quite come down as far south as Florida just yet. We're not there yet. Not too deep into the fall season to where we're going to start to get those early cold snaps, but definitely welcoming the far more comfortable temperatures. And in fact, when you look at your outdoor temps, down where we are at ground level as we rock through Halloween and into the first day or two of November, look at these morning low temperatures there. That's as good as it gets. Not too cold and not too hot to where you're overheating during the most simplest of warm-ups. You don't even need a warm-up at that point. But then not too cold to where your muscle elasticity is troublesome. It takes a hectic style warm-up to really get you moving and functioning, if at all, because of how frigid it is outside. These are some of the morning lows that we're going to be waking up to as we go past Halloween into the first 7 to 10 days of November. Now, obviously, they're going to be back and forth a little bit. It is Florida, so those cooler temps won't hang out with us for too long, but look at these afternoon high temps, sitting right around average, if not even below average, as that next frontal system comes through. And then my favorite part, your wake-up temperatures, sitting anywhere from the low to mid, maybe some upper 60s out there in Central Florida. But I don't know about you all, even today, after yesterday's cold front worked its way through overnight into early Thursday morning, it just makes you want to go outside and do stuff. I wish I could talk weather to you all from out in the parking lot. That's how great the weather looks, and it will remain as is for at least the foreseeable future. We're not tracking any major storm systems, let alone tropical features that are going to try to work our way just yet. So typically October, you got those better temperatures to where outdoor activity is just far more optimal to do. If you don't want to set foot in the gym, you also don't have to worry about overheating. Stress from the heat out there during the summertime will be a lot lower than we would typically see during, I'd say, 75% of the calendar year here in Central Florida. And then finally, because the humidity has come down a lot, you don't have to worry about dehydration, losing that hydration in the muscle tissue, in the joints, in the ligaments, all the connective tissues that allow your body to perform any type of, whether it be strenuous or not so strenuous physical action out there when you're out and about throughout your day. Higher pressure, you typically feel a lot better than lower pressure, anyways, and that's what we'll be getting a lot more of as we go through the rest of October and November, and then especially December. So I hope this helped out. I'm probably going to start to roll out a little bit more of that fitness content as we trend away from the hurricane season, hopefully into a quiet fall and winter season ahead.